bitch back video and the emotion in Erica's face on that deal. I mean, we're always saying, show us more emotions, show us more emotion. And she delivered on that one, man.
You know what? How big of a deal has the drive that bitch back thing become?
Is there a big deal? A lot of people are doing it now,
It's becoming a thing. Like,
hell yeah,
it's already a thing. Like, let me correct myself. It's a thing. I'm surprised we don't see even more of it, to be honest with you guys. I would like to see more of it. I thought about it when I was watching the video as well, T. I go, I wonder, I was watching as Brittany Force's car was in like in the background, right? They're watching as her, and Erica had to cross over in front of them. And I thought, I wonder if they're jealous that they can't like fire their stuff up and drive it back.
She's like,
because I think
there goes Erica driving the car back.
They need like a smaller motor, like a trolling motor, like on a boat. You don't want to fire up your big motor, so you fire up the trolling motor.
The junior motor.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really do. I saw like all of Brittany Force's crew are just like watching, like, oh, wish we could do that, And maybe they don't care. I don't know, but it does. I mean,
it's pretty damn cool, man.
She's rolling through the pits, whacking the throttle for the fans. It's such a incredible
like giving
thing.
All kinds of looks. There's like fans cheering, and then there's like other teams glaring.
Other teams like taking down their awnings, stopping to clap.
And you'll see teams. Yeah, you'll see teams come out, to the pit road, and cheer her on as she's coming by. And I think
there's some people like, really what's going on? And some other teams, like maybe like a top alcohol team, is like trying to figure out what's happening here. They like got their trailer door up. So it's kind of a cool,
and like, shit, we're doing that next time.
Yeah. If you've ever been a part of it or seen it happen, it's actually pretty cool when she comes rolling through there.
It is, man. And let's be honest, right now,
it just sounds good.
And that
there's nothing that sounds like a 500-inch Pro Stock engine. No. Like, that is the greatest drag racing sound, in my opinion. Like a 500-inch Pro Stock car coming out of the water, that is the sweetest song.
Going through the gears at Bristol.
Oh, true.
Listening to it from the top end.
That's a good song tune. That's a sweet tune, Mike. That's a sweet tune right there, man. But what do you think about, I love analogies, right? That's Erica's end zone dance. Right?
Yeah, it is.
So I wish people had more of those. Like, drag racing needs that stuff, right? Because people latch onto that shit big time. And I think back to when the Coletta guys would do the mosh pit deal on the starting line. Do they still do that? I mean, I'm waiting. When Doug Coletta inevitably wins a couple races in a row, I'm calling it here. He's going to go on a run in 2022. There's no doubt in my mind. You can't. He's one of the best to ever do it in terms of driving, and he's got the greatest crew chief in the history of the known universe, Alan Johnson, turning the screws. No doubt in my mind that he's going to win a few of them this year. I think he's going to compete for a championship. They've had a rough start to the year, kind of new team blues, I would say, in my opinion, changing the way they do things. But I hope we get to see that mosh pit again. I want to see some more of this stuff. And maybe it's just more people driving their cars back. I'm cool with that. But I would like to see some more of these victory dances, winner's circle celebrations, some more of these end zone dances pop up in the sport of drag racing. Because it's great social fodder, right? I mean, look at how well those videos perform. I bet there's not an action clip from this past weekend in Vegas that has more views than Erica starting her car up and driving it back to the pits. I bet there's not one wheelie or record run or any other thing that's been posted on social since Vegas that has more views than Erica's car being driven back to the pits.
Carl Edwards used to do it in NASCAR.
Yeah, I was going to say
that. He had the backflip, and everybody loves seeing it, right?
Kyle Busch doesn't Kyle Busch take a bow, stand up on his car door and take a bow because he knows everyone is booing him because he's the villain and he buys into it. That's what we need to see more of.
Well, like Conor McGregor, when at the beginning of his fights, he'd do the Billy strut, like Vince McMahon would do. And it's all that stuff makes a difference. And it actually, there's a great kind of wraparound moment here where it's being willing to put yourself out there. Very similar to what Brian Loans did by ringing the phone at Howard Stern's place, putting yourself out there like that. That's when the magic happens. And it's an uncomfortable area, right? Because JT and I know how many things can go awry when you go live or shoot a video inside of a car. Like, we took my Corvette out that time and I was like, JT's like, let's take your car out and give everybody a ride. And I slammed that thing into second gear and break both axles simultaneously and get to go live, be live on Facebook while broken down on the side of the road.
Like, he was embarrassed. And I was like, what are you being embarrassed about? It's awesome. I mean,
this is good content.
I was massively, right? But I mean, that type of stuff
happens to everybody. You know?
I mean, there was a moment actually when Erica kind of gave somebody a glare or something. I think, because they were like in her way or something in the video. Yeah, and I thought that's those, but you're kind of running the risk, and you got to give them credit because that thing could also kick a rod out of. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, this mechanic. I had this conversation with my dad this morning. Hot rod shit, mechanical stuff breaks. It can be the best engine, the best parts and pieces, the best everything. When you're doing to them what we do to them, they can break. It's going to happen. And I just think it's cool that she's willing to put herself out there. The team's willing to let her do it. It's and they're willing to let her do it despite whatever setbacks it could be. Like, I think crew chiefs, by and large, are the ones that shut down John Force's monster burnouts, right? Because it was made the car hard to tune or whatever. And I get it because that's still happening on the track and inside the confines of competition. But it still sucks when we make these concessions and stop doing the cool things because in the name of performance, right? Because it's all these extra stuff. It's the big burnouts. It's the drive back to the pits. That's how we got here, right? And we can't forget what got us to the dance in the first place, man. Or at least I don't think we can.